Okay, that's just setting up the recording. Right, okay, so we have got a few people attending, so welcome. And for those who I haven't seen or spoke to already, my name's John Nelson. I'm education consultant with Genie World, and this is, I think, the second one of our webinars. So I'm just going to open up, there we are, I've opened up Spark. So I'm assuming that most of you have seen this before and perhaps had a little play with the pens. This exercise is called Money, 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 nothing to do with ABBA, so you'll be grateful I'm not going to break into song. And it covers some of the techniques that you might bring together in preparation for a presentation. In this case, I've gone for a sort of numeracy type lesson, but it could apply to anything because the techniques involved can be used for any sort of presentation. Right, first of all, I'm going to open up a Spark file because this is the sort of template that I might be using again and again. So I'll have saved it. So on my Spark page, I go to File. When that drops down, I go to Open. So standard Microsoft stuff. Do I want to save the changes? It's talking about what I'm doing now. So the answer is no. And it's gone straight to a folder because I've used that before. This folder is on our website, so if you do want to download it, it's free to download, and that will perhaps help you if you want to remember what we've done. Or is the screen being shared?
I can't. I don't seem to be seeing the screen.
Okay, let me just, sorry, let me go back. That is me. Right, let me go on to share screen, sorry. Okay, let's share screen. That was my fault. I was so concentrating on pressing recording. Right. Right, I think that's just winding up. Okay, let me try now. Okay, can you see the Spark screen now?
Yes, I can.
Right, so sorry, my fault. So I want to open up a file that I've previously prepared. So if I go to File and then go to Open, and this is the folder that I've used before, so it's gone straight there. And this has got the things in that I'm going to need for this presentation. And as I was saying, it is on the website. So if you go to the Genie World website, you can download this. And there is an A4 sheet on there as well, which gives you directions for what I'm doing now. So this is the Spark file, HHT file. So if I double click on that, that's just loading up the files that I've got there. So this is the title, Money. I just click on Move because, again, with Spark, you've got an infinite screen. So I can spread the screen as much as I want and just scroll around using the hand. If I was at my touch screen, then I would just spread my hand and do the same thing. But because I'm just on my laptop, I pick up that icon. So what we're going to be looking at in the next short space of time is opening a save file, which we've just done, so we can tick that. Importing and drag cloning an image. This is quite a useful technique, and it's one I use a lot when I'm doing presentations or teaching, whatever I'm doing. Duplicating a slide, because if you have a template slide, that's a useful technique to use. And also just a reminder that something like we're going to do today would be ideal for multi-users. Our touch screens, they have, well, I've been told that by the end of the year, they will be up to 10 user. At the moment, I think most are up to 6 user. So you could have several people annotating on the screen at the same time. Right, let me move on to my next slide. So this is a blank slide. So the first thing I want to do, because what we're going to be dealing with is the sort of exercise with children where you're looking at counting money. So the first thing I want to do is import some images of coins. So if I go to the icon on the toolbar which says media, click on there, that's going to take me to my folder. And if I just open this folder, these are images that I've just downloaded from Google Images, just standard British coins. And if I just take one coin, let's take a 50p piece. So if I double click on that, and then just hold down the left button on the mouse, drag it to size, that's now an image that I've imported. Now, just a reminder, when you have an image, if I just click out of it, you can see I've lost the toggles. If I click in the image, I get 4 toggles. The bottom right, if I click on there, that's for resizing. So if I just hold my mouse on there, I can drag that around, make it smaller, change the shape. That's simple enough. If I move up to the top right, I can rotate. So that toggle is for rotating. Top left, one of these orange square.
Şu anda kapalı yani şey.
That allows me to move the image around the screen. And bottom left, this is the important one. If I click on there, I have my menu. So again, this is standard Microsoft sort of things, cut, copy, paste. But the one I'm interested in is cloning. Now, if I move down, can you see it says cloning? So if I click on there, I've now got 2 images. But that only gives me 2 images. Every time I need a coin, I'm going to have to clone a coin. So there is a special thing on here. Let me just move that across. Again, if I go to that bottom left, click on that toggle, there's my menu. There's one called drag cloning. So if I move down to drag cloning, just move across, set drag cloning. Now look what's happened. There's a 50p. If I keep going back to that one, I can clone as many times as I want just by clicking on that image and sliding it across. So that's the easy way to make money. Drag clone it. So there we are. That's the way I bring in an image and then duplicate it as many times as I want. Now, just to save time, if I just go on to my next slide, this is the one I've prepared earlier. So these are the British coins, £2, £1, 50. And again, I've tried to resize them to be reasonably realistic. I'm not sure I've got the proportions right, but I think we should recognize those. Now, this is a template that perhaps I'm going to use over and over again. So even if it was just a lesson, I might be using this template and asking different questions. Now, if I go to my left, there is a toggle there. So if I just go on that tab, that shows me thumbnails of the slides I've got. So that was my opening slide. That was the slide I just created by demonstrating how to drag clone. This is the slides that I'm going to be using for this particular session. Now, if I use that and then want to ask a second question, I've got to undo everything I've done. So because I've highlighted that, what I'm going to do is go up to the top. Whoops, let's bring that back. Let's go up to the top and onto the copy slide. So click on there, and then I'm going to paste it. So can you see a second one's come underneath? Let's paste that again. Third one, let's paste that again. Fourth one, paste that again. So 5 of those. Now, because I've used this for demonstration, I perhaps won't use these again. I'm just going to go back to the top and tidy up. So that one with the coins, it's disappeared. I don't want that, so I'll bin that. And the title one I don't want, so I'm going to delete that. Now, at this point, if I do more lessons with children on money, I'm going to use those again and again. So what I'm going to do is go back to File, and I'm going to save that. So click on Save. Now, at the end of the session, when it asks me if I want to save these slides with all the annotations on, then I will bin that, and I'll have my clean set of slides to go with. Right. Now, again, because I've pre-prepared this, all these are drag clones, so I can keep dragging coins onto here. So let me just undo that. Let's go back to the beginning, and I'm going to set my class, if I'm teaching children, a question. So my question is, right, bear with me because this will be slow typing. Right, how many different ways can I make, think of a sum of money? I know £3.33. So let me put a question mark on the end, point that out the way. Let me just drag that, make that neater. So this is the task I'm going to set my group of children who are learning about money. How many different ways can I make £3.33? Now at this point, you might have the children or whoever's participating in this exercise in groups. So 2 or 3 children can be working on this at once. So if I just select the cursor there, and again, it's just a simple case. So in this case, let's have a look. That's a £2 coin. So what do we need next? Let's try a £3 coin. Sorry, a pound coin making £3. 33. How can I make 33? 20, 30, 32, 33. Ah, can you see what I've done there? I haven't drag cloned the other ones, so they've disappeared. So straight away, what I need to do is go back and make sure they're all drag cloned. So if I go on to the next page, what I'm going to do is click on there and go back, set drag cloning. Little bit tedious, but perhaps I should have done this before I repeated those slides. So drag clone, and again, the beauty of having a template is you haven't got to do this each time. Right, didn't know there were as many coins as this. And let's go. Last 2. Right, we'll try that again. So we had £3.33, wasn't it? So let's try a different way of doing that. So £1, £2, £3, £3, 10 pence, £3.20, £3.30, 1, 2, 3. So that becomes quite easy. And again, I could draw a line under there and ask the next group, can you think of a different way? So they might do it in 50 pences, 50, £1, let's have a pound coin, £2, £3. And you can see this exercise could go on for a long time. So the process of drag cloning is quite simple. Setting up templates works extremely well. And that is something which I could use again and again. Right, so just to recap what we've done, we've opened up a save file. So we went to File, Open. We've then brought in an image. So we went to Media, found some images we wanted, brought those in, drawn them, resized them, moved them to where we want, and then drag cloned them. So this is a technique that you can use in lots of ways. I've seen it used in science where people have got images of batteries and so on, which they've used to construct circuits on the board. let me just put a new white slide in. This is one that I saw a while ago. If I find a shape, I'm just going to vector graphics, and I've picked out a hexagon. So if I click on there, draw that, and this was to do with bees and honeycombs. And in maths, it's to do with tessellation. So that's the shape that I've just drawn. Again, the technique's exactly the same. So I put it to a size I want. Go to my menu on the bottom left. Go to drag cloning, set drag cloning, and now I can start to tessellate these. So a honeycomb is made up of cells which are hexagonal shaped. So there's lots of different ways I can use that. Right, that's a simple technique which I find I use lots and lots of times, and it becomes second nature. Very simple and very useful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop recording now. I hope that's been useful.